tattoos. I'm starting to get a lot of them. It's addicting.
I got a neck tattoo. I always feel really cool when I say that.
I got one inside my lip. So hot. Starbucks has better sandwiches in Europe. I bet you didn't know that. Today's video, apologies in advance to my grandma, is all about tattoos because let's be honest, I'm actually starting to get pretty well covered a lot faster than I ever intended to. In fact, since my last tattoo video, I've actually gotten 6 new tattoos and I love them all. And I can feel the addiction. It's real, it's a slippery slope. Anybody watching this who has tattoos, if you have more than 2 tattoos and you already know of your next 2 tattoos, chances are you are gonna end up just like this very soon. So, all of my tattoos are from different countries around the world. I'm up to 13 or 14 countries at the moment. So, hopefully you can kind of see why people get tattoos and a little bit of the meaning behind mine. So let's just dive into the video. Sorry, Grandma. So the tattoos I'm gonna be telling you about today are this one, this one, this one, that one I got yesterday, and this one here on my wrist. So let's just dive into them, starting with this one right here on my wrist. And on my wrist, as you can see, it's Roman numerals. It says 1440 in Roman numerals with a little dot between it. Now, a lot of people think this could be a time, it could be all of these things, but the true meaning behind this tattoo is there's actually 1,440 minutes in every single day. Now, the tattoo is not just simply like a Google fact, it actually has a little bit more meaning to me. You know, there's never enough time in the day. So I got this tattoo to remind me of one simple thing. The loved ones, the people in our lives that we care about, if they want 5 minutes to talk to you about something that excites them, if they call you and you're busy, you always have time to give them because that's what the time is there for. It's to give to the things you want. And I also got this tattoo for the exact opposite reason, which is if you're in a business meeting, if you're sitting in school that you just hate the class, if someone's wasting your time, you only have so many minutes in a day, so it's very okay to tell them, I'm sorry, but I gotta cut you off, you're wasting my time, and I only have 1,440 minutes of it in every single day. Moving on to the next tattoo. I would change locations and give you a new backdrop, but we are in a 1-bedroom apartment here in Barcelona, Spain, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to do that, but I'm sure you understand. That leads us to this tattoo, which is probably one of the trickiest, most complicated tattoos I've ever gotten done. And this one was actually pulled off at a tattoo artist in Australia. Now, I'd actually found a picture on the internet that inspired this tattoo, and I had it 5.5 years before I actually got it inked onto my body. This tattoo has a little bit of a deeper meaning than the others for me, just because it really kind of hits a sore spot of how I feel inside. So what you're looking at in this tattoo is an old abandoned spaceship rocket shuttle that still actually has a rocket on the launch pad. And it's kind of decayed into the earth and turned back into a mountain. Now, the symbolism behind this is I fully believe, as dark as it may sound, at some point humankind will probably destroy themselves. We just can't help it. It's in our nature. We're very destructive creatures. And this right here is a new explorer on horseback with a spear. And he's walking past this monument. And to him, it's just some ancient shrine or some temple. And he doesn't fully understand the knowledge of how close what he's looking at was to actually letting us leave this planet. How close we were to actually escaping ourselves. And to me, that's very exciting because as humans, we feel like we have the answers to everything, but the only thing that humans need to understand is we don't have the answers to anything, so we have to be open-minded to the things around us. As you can tell, I put a little bit too much thought into some of my tattoos, but I have a hell of a lot of fun getting them. This is our next one, and it is the biggest, most painful tattoo I've ever gotten in my life, and this tattoo comes from China. If you guys were watching my vlogs, you know I went to China 2.5 years ago. Is that how long I was vlogging? Now, I was actually in China shooting with MasterCard, and they asked me what would create a priceless Beijing experience, which I guess was their slogan and tagline. And I told them if they could get me in to see this tattoo artist who had a 4-year wait limit, That would be pretty priceless. I got a phone call from this tattoo artist at night, and he asked me what my idea was. And I told him, and he said that he would need 27 hours in my entire back. So I said, can we take my idea, shrink it down? And he said, okay. And I went in, I didn't even know what he was doing. I had my arm up, he was tattooing it. I closed my eyes when he started, and I knew if I opened my eyes during that tattoo, I would have quit, because this was the most painful tattoo I've ever gotten in my entire life. Now, the story behind this one's kind of cool, and it might resonate with some of you guys as well. I found as I grew up in life that I got a little bit more intense as I got older each year. I got a little bit more critical of myself, a little bit more aggressive in business, and I just wanted to win. I wanted to do good. I wanted to be the best, and that didn't always make me the most fun person to be around. But there is an old fable called The Boy and the Wolf. And it's about a pack of wolves that discover a newborn baby. Now, you might think wolves would eat a baby if they found it, but that's actually not how the fable goes. The wolves find the baby, and because the baby looks back at them with wonderment and joy and has no fear of the wolves decide to take the baby in and help raise it. You're gonna see where I'm going very quickly soon. So this baby, who's just open to the world and open to people and life's experiences, is protected by the wolf because the wolves want to look after this helpless little baby. But one day, this baby gets old enough that he realizes these wolves could kill him, and he starts fearing the wolf. The wolves see this change and realize, oh no, this baby's become a threat, and this baby wants to hurt us because he's in fear of his own life. We have to kill the baby. That story resonates so deeply with me because I prided myself on being a wolf. I was proud to be an alpha male. I was proud to just do my thing, and I didn't realize that the real me is just a big soft baby, and I was guarding myself with this wolf, and one day the wolf was gonna kill me. So I decided to get the wolf tattooed on me, and that way I would always have a wolf protecting me so that I could go back to being a cute little baby who's just not afraid of the world and isn't so critical of everything going on. I'm gonna throw one extra tattoo in. So we got this tattoo, if you can see it right here on my hand. I actually got this tattoo a week and a half ago when I was in Australia with friends because I was having a little bit of a crisis of faith. As most content creators nowadays can kind of wrap their heads around, with algorithms and changing audiences, it can get very weird to create things and you judge them based on how they do rather than on how they make you feel. I never in my life thought I'd get a hand tattoo, by the way. This tattoo to me reminds me to have faith in the things that my hands create. They might not always be perfect, and the work will come out. The good work will emerge over time and through trying repeatedly. So the next day I went, I tattooed it on my hand. That's it. That's how tattoos work, guys. Okay, so now for the last and final tattoo, the tattoo I got yesterday here in Barcelona. This is what you're looking at. But for me, this tattoo is pretty unobtainable because it's a very hard design to go about getting. If someone messes this up, it won't look like a hole in your arm with a ladder. It'll just look like a bunch of squares that have been shaded differently. But I actually got really lucky, and I feel like it was a little bit of fate because my favorite artist, Ivan Casabo, he's based in Barcelona. He does incredible work. I'll put some of it on the screen. He's one of the best talents out there in my own opinion. Out of all of my tattoos, they're all incredible reminders of the man I want to become, of the man I've been in the past. They're basically journal entries, right? That was a long way of just saying they're journal entries. This one might be the most therapeutic tattoo for me because, as you can tell, a lot goes through my mind all the time, and it can get very stressful in here. This tattoo for me actually represents a way for me to escape myself when times get really hard or stressful and I just need a break from myself. So I decided to build a little trap door and ladder so that I can allow myself to leave sometimes and no one has to know. That's why this tattoo means so much for me, and that's why I'm so incredibly happy that Ivan did not screw it up royally. But that pretty much sums up my recent tattoos. There's some you guys don't know about, but I'll leave those for the next video. But more importantly right now, I wanna know, do you have any tattoos? What do they represent? Why did you get them? Please put them in the comments. This is not a ploy for you to leave a comment. I am so interested to know what tattoos you have and why. Feel free to even send me pictures of them on Instagram. Also, who else's tattoos do I really want to know what they mean? I just spent a lot of time thinking about exactly who I wanted to nominate, and I've landed on my 3. First up, Caylen. The last time I saw you, you had like 4 tattoos. Now you're covered. What are your favorites? What are the meanings behind them? Please let us know. Secondly on my list is Mckinnon, like one of the undisputed tattoo gods on YouTube. The only one I know what it means is your family one. Maybe let us know. I know that I would be interested. And then finally, my friend Marcus Butler, some of the coolest tattoos from some of the best artists in the world, but I have no idea what the motivation was behind them. So I tag you 3, Caylen, Mckinnon, Marcus Butler. No pressure, but if you want to make the video, I'd want to see it. And so would your audience. And other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. I make brand new videos every single Sunday, so feel free to subscribe. But other than that, this wraps up my trip in Barcelona. I'll be posting tons of photos and videos on Instagram. But for now, we're going back to my office in Los Angeles. We're gonna get some work done. We're gonna start cranking out videos because in 3.5 weeks, we are going to Hawaii for an entire month and we are going to shoot a new Through My Eyes. So until then, remember, stay motivated, stay inspired, and never stop creating. And I love you guys very much. I'll see you next Sunday. Peace.